Cool. All right. So today's session is being given by Henri Cujass, who is the CTO of Leola. And we're going to be talking about Informix and AI. Henri?
Yeah, I open my presentation. It's good to see.
Yes. Yep, we see it.
It's fine. Okay. Yeah, it's hello everybody. Good evening to Europe and hello to US. That's a presentation similar to what I show in Barcelona at the Tech Talk, but I think we can discuss a little bit more the Informix Watxonx part and also the Watson part. I make also some preparations, internal preparations today to recheck something from my last POCs. And so I also discussed with the distributor and sales guys. So I can talk a little bit also about experience, how we can handle this. My basic goal is to motivate you, use Informix, use Watxonx, and play around and play the things. So make experiments, and you will have fun. I can say you will have fun. Hi? Question? No. Okay. The sound is okay, or everybody hear me?
It's fine.
Okay. Yes, the motivation is to give you, the goal is to give you the motivation to have fun and play and have ideas and found together with your IT department use cases to use your Informix, your existing Informix database to make new things, make future things. And one of those future things is was the idea together with a good friend of me, Maran Meissner from Siemens AG. He is one of the key engineers, innovation engineer, to build some new ideas. And he is also part of this team that makes the architecture for the Metaverse for Siemens. And he asked me about what we can do. Yeah, IBM is coming and what we can do and what we can make with Informix and Watson. And I will show you. At first, this motivation. What you like to do. Siemens is going to the Metaverse. It's a big word, yes. But what is it? It is, for example, you go to the machine, you check what happens in the machine, and you get, with augmented reality applications, you get more information. And you ask something, and you get back in time. For example, that's a typical technical use cases, and you have many other enterprise use cases, also consumer use cases. And that's a small video from what Siemens is thinking industrial metaverse. That's a factory of the future. And you can simulate it and optimize it. And Siemens actually save many money and for build such architectures in real for new fabrics. I show some examples. I jump over this movie. So that was the idea. Siemens is coming to me and I say, okay, what we need together, what is the architecture for this? And mainly we have three parts. We have a data layer, we need the real data to the data lakes, to the IoT data. So we need a data layer. And the next is we need a good tool for building AI models, for using AI models. And the third is we need some visualization, some user experience applications. We have to create applications for the Apple Vision Pro, for example, that people can handle augmented reality use cases. So what is our three parts: data backend, UX tools, and the data from the hybrid cloud. So I told Maran, he was my co-speaker and he is a co-writer of this presentation, must say. I told him, okay, what is a backend, the first part? We say three parts, the data, what is for the data lake, what is the right, what I say, what is the right backend, and what are the requirements? Okay, it's clear, 100% available must be. Nobody will accept in the future that you have long answer times and you need all kind of data in a augmented reality. And so finally, all the threes we know, you are Informix guys, we can fill out all these requirements. And so was easy for me to tell him, okay, we have to use Informix. Yeah. And he means, okay, what does it cost? I say, okay, let us start with a small engine, with a small developer test engine. And so we go, okay, we are IBM partner. What we say, okay, we're using Watxonx for this. And I was surprised. I use Watson maybe 5-6 years ago. We make a use case with motion. With IoT data, sensor data come in and make motion detection of predefine special movements and so on. And I remember it was very complicated. And also Siemens was at this time by Watson, and this was very complicated. And so I was very surprised about the big step forwards with the Watson environment, a complete new thing. And at first, I must say, we will talk about Watxonx data and Watxonx AI. We have also the third part, Watxonx governance. Okay, Watxonx governance is clear to have check good data and so on. And for us, it's very interesting, Watxonx data and Watxonx AI. But if you don't know something about, you think Watxonx is all, it's Watxonx. But this have nothing to do with the other. Watxonx data is completely another thing as Watxonx AI. Yes, that is important to see. And Watxonx data is for building data lakes, building a layer over your all data sources, including Informix. This is all big picture I show you. That's what you know with Cognos, and you get a dashboard as a result. You generate some analytics questions. What you do with Watxonx data, and I put this here. You see in the left corner Watxonx data. You can say, okay, which engines I can put to my data lake layer. Data lake house as a big word around us. And so IBM databases, DB2 and Netezza. You don't see Informix, but you see Informix the next days, I must say. And that is what the IBM guys confirm and committed, we have in the future on this list, we have Informix, IBM Informix. And okay, we see all other, it's clear because I need I need a layer for all kinds of my data. Okay, I say we can put all the data in Informix, but we're living in a realistic world, and the most larger companies have different data sources. So that is one thing. We have at the moment we have a workaround with the Presto layer. You know, IBM have bought Presto and use them, but it's better to have here the IBM Informix as engine, as data engine. Okay, and then you put it together, and you see in the background the graphical interface, and you can could say, okay, how is my data lake created? What is the design, the architecture of my data lake? That is what Watxonx data is for. But we say we like to make AI. So we switch. Well, I say that X data is a different tool to XAI. So we switch to XAI. And there's something happens, and will be also more is coming, more connectors are coming, and we can see, I don't know who from you works with Watxonx before. It was also new for me, I must say. I visit webinars, the courses. Also in Germany was special courses for it. And so you learn something to step in. I think it's easy if you see this and to understand what is with this, how this tool is working, this Watxonx tool. You register that you go in the Watxonx cloud, and then you can start your own experience. And the own experience means if you have Informix data, you have to create at first a connection asset. Everything is an asset in AI. So we create the asset, and that is connection to the data source. Sorry, my computer is in German. I translate, and that's a new connection. And we see IBM Informix. And so we can go to the next step, and that everybody and every Informix DBA notice. That is a typical things: connection name, description, it's a server name, database name, and we go forward. And I make this, I was very surprised. I make this the first time. I say, okay, I give in. I was in a IBM cloud. Watxonx IBM cloud, and I have here downstairs, I have my test server. It's on-prem. Informix is running, and I say, okay, then please connect from the cloud, IBM cloud, to my on-prem Informix data source. And I was very surprised. Okay, this Informix data source, I must say, there is a test database from Siemens answer, from a Siemens use case inside, and that's Comfy is the name. And I say, okay, connect to Comfy, Informix, and everything is running in time. Yeah, some seconds later, I see my different tables and also views, view person house, and so on. And so I can play and can start. I go to this view and I say, okay, I like to see the data. And here's the data from this, as it's a like star of this, this table on Prime and Watxonx. And now I can say, okay, this one, this special view is my next asset. I give him the name. Only some tests, give him the name, and then I can use And the next step, I can use this asset, 3-person house on the left side, you can see. I don't know if you see my cursor. You can play with different tools inside Watxonx now. You can see on the top, it's IBM Watxonx. You can make different analytics. So it was easy to put in the Informix data native direct to Watxonx and play with this data inside. So you can see a different different diagrams, types of diagrams, and the next is this one. So I play with the data. You see the data from the table on both sides. And now is the question, how can I build a model? That is not a model. I use in Watson XAI for AI analytics. I use the data, but I like to have AI model, which I can work with this. And this will come also in the future, I must say. I think not in the future, in the next days. Yeah, until end of April was the commitment from the Informix development. So until this, we can use Jupyter Notebook to train the model. But I use my colleague from IBM, the technical advisory people say to me, you can use a workaround. You can unload this and load in an Excel file and can connect with this Excel and load the data again. You can see a data source, 3-person house, CS5, CS3, and is a AAA Excel. And this step is a workaround we don't need in the next days. In the next 2 weeks, we have don't need this workaround again. So, but I see now the data again, and I say, okay, no, I like to have a model. And you see on the down, on the second windows, that they are starting. That is relationship overview is the name of this display. And they start to build pipelines, different pipelines. What are different pipelines for AI requests? And now I can select the best one. What is the best one? And here we can see the tree, how it's working, it's going ahead. I think it's neat, okay, that's only some data, and it's all a small machine. And that needs, this step needs 2-3 minutes. Then the model was ready. And you can see I have a model on the left side, one model I built with my data, I give him a name. And so I can use it. So I have built in this way from my Informix data, the first AI model. And now we have to use it. We like to use this model, and the Watxonx tool show us the API reference. How can I use it? And so we can copy this Java, JavaScript, Python, all kinds of code we need. We can copy this and put it in our application, and then we use this model we have built before. And I used this, I tested this. There is you see it on the top, there is a test button you can use to play with it. And so you can, if you say, okay, I play with it, you can have different lines and you put the test data inside. What is my test required data to the model? And that was my very safety first test. That was a result, was correct. Then I think I can try more. I put 4 values, 4 lines of data, and that is, and Vorhersagen is the prediction. And what is the result? That was a prediction. The question was, which people is on which day, on which location? That was my test use case. And so the next one is something was not clear, so I can learn it. And so the detail, the precision is higher. But the main part here is I work with my AI model. And my data, I go back, can come via this interfaces from another source. Maybe you get IoT data or other data, automatics that come in, and then you can use this API to request the model and have the prediction of the result you designed before. That is a big thing. And so I can say it's easy to handle. It's I have on the end of the presentation, I have some links, and you can test it for free, a limited time. And you can play it for free, a limited time on IBM Cloud. The only thing you have to go to these links. So I was happy about this, and now it was clear for our goal was the Metaverse. Now we have a good backend, we have a good AI tool, and now we need a fast prototyping and application generation. And as a question, what is the language of the future? Yes, you will answer me. Okay, the next AI systems will create the applications. But what we use, and that's a nice cooperation with Deister Software from Barcelona. We work together with this low-code tool to make this UX design and create very fast such kind of application. Okay, that's a dashboard, but it also can be such kind of application with the LLM model. And the objects can be comes from the metadata, comes from Informix, and the model is building inside Informix. And on the right side is a chat, and I can ask, okay, I need some information about this was a test, and also with realistic data, with documentation, for example, technical millions of pages, technical documentation of so many products from Siemens, and so looks the prototype in reality. It's all things is built from Deister XML Studio, and we see that is in a Siemens CI, and they need some hours to create this. That is a link list, the helpful links. My goal was to motivate you to start with Informix and Watxonx, and so a little bit help this page with these links. There's the first link is a description with tests, and then you need this test zone, and that was new. That was information from today. that you get a 30 days $200 credit for free if you like to play with Watxonx, and also here, if you a gold partner, you can fill out the form and you'll get much more credits. Yeah, so you have the chance to try everything for free, and you learn how this works and you find new ideas. There are also many examples in these pages and so on. So I like to a little bit promotion for June. We like to play. Maybe you can go to on the left side. You see the website. It's online now. There's the agenda, and we have on the first day we have bootcamp with Axener Studio. So if you like to learn something about this tool and how you build such applications, you will learn this in one day. And on the second day, we have different presentations about mastermind presentations about the future from GGP, from AI people, from IBM, from about a vector database from Andreas Weininger to support LM models and all very interesting stuff in a very nice environment. Write me, contact me, then you can go there. Okay, thank you. That was my part. I go a little bit back. Maybe nice to get some questions.
Thank you, Henry. If anybody has any questions, click on the raise your hand and I'll
I cannot see the questions, so maybe you must help me then.
yeah, or put questions in the chat.
Then I must go back. I can go back then I must close this.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to unshare.
Okay, so I work not so often with WebEx, sorry. We will play a little bit more during the mastermind. I have also a session and I will prepare more live demos that we play live. I think we will have a little bit time for this on these days. And yeah, somebody say, okay, I like to see it now in practice. I like to test. Or what is your meaning?
All right. Well, I haven't seen anybody raising hands or putting questions in the chat. So thank you so much, Henry. This was interesting.
You have my contact if something happens and you have questions about, then send me an email.
Yeah. And as Henry mentioned, IBM is planning a native Informix connector for Watxonx.
Yeah, it will coming in April.
Yeah, but it is in the future.
Yeah.
So.
That is what I like to show in June. Also, the native connections, also from the Watxonx or the model building. Also with bigger models, I think we can run a little bit more if we have enough credits from IBM. We should use it. It's a new step, I think, for IBM to go ahead. Also, I discussed a little bit from a license stuff model, what is better. I think the only realistic thing is to use Watxonx in a cloud, in an IBM cloud. So on-prem is it's difficult. You must be a big company and you must have big use cases that make sense. I think that's very dynamically what you need yeah, and CPUs and how the use case is working. So I'm happy with the Watson, with the IBM Cloud on this.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I think that's going to be it for the session. Unless there are last minute questions, we will end the recording and shut down.